off that struggle bus or let that struggle bus pass right on by. If that's you, make sure you go get those 2 cards because this is going to be helpful. Paper is fine too. Sticky notes is fine too. Any kind of thing to write down. I think later you're going to be like, I'd rather have an index card because you're going to be using it a lot over your time doing Optavia. But you know what? Doing Optavia is a lifelong habit because you're going to learn the healthy habits that stick with you for a lifetime. There are 4 phases to program. Weight loss is one of the 4. We also, you transition into optimization and longevity. So we focus more in on the weight loss phase on this call, but you're going to be learning lifelong habits to hopefully stick with you. So I have some people saying I'm definitely on the struggle bus. All right. Well, again, welcome. I'm Audra Cameron. I know I said that before we started the recording. I'm from the great state of Arkansas. I live up in the northwest corner. I think it's the best place in the world. It's this hidden gem. We've been living here for 23 years, and I can't imagine living anywhere else, to be honest. My plan this morning is to share my story with you. This is actually my first time to lead coffee with clients. So I'm a bit nervous. So you're going to have to give me a lot of love in the chat. I've been coaching 4.5 years, but this is the first time I'm dipping my toe into leading coffee with clients. One of my great mentoring coaches, Holly, is like, okay, it's time. So I'm like, it's time. But I'm going to share my story with you, how a life of high stress coupled with low resilience and really low self-awareness can lead to a lifetime of riding the struggle bus in terms of my health and relationships. And perhaps you will connect with some of it. And when you do, if you remember, when you connect with something that I say, what do? You put connected in the chat. So for those of you that are new and people are just adding connected in the chat, you're like, what is this? It's just if there's something in my story that connects with you, you put connected in the chat. And from there, I'll offer a couple of practical strategies that if implemented, can help you lock into your health goal and let that struggle bus pass right on by. You're not even going to get on it. It's going to pass right on by, and you're going to wait on the curb, and then you're going to keep on walking to your destination. And then during the last half, as always, we're going to open it up for questions. But I hope that some of you will share what you've put on your cards, and I'll get to that here in a second. So here's my story. From the time I was born, I was raised in the world of professional sports. My father was a professional athlete for the first 16 years of my life. From a young age, we knew what it was like to live at peak performance, but I didn't quite know how to handle the bubble life, is what I call it. The schedule, the trades, the moves. I don't think I've shared this with anyone. It was hard. I often turned to my hit of happy, which was bread and sweets. I was in a high-profile family that modeled good health and fitness, so of course, I learned to hide the food binges. I became highly insecure about my weight in the elementary years. Kids are ruthless, aren't they? If they find an insecurity, they will pounce on it. Or you could just be minding your own business and others choose to pick on you. It's not fun for anyone, is it? One very impactful experience was when I was in the 4th grade. Our home remained in Arlington, Texas for the school year, but as my dad got traded later in his career, we have to move during the summer. Can you guess? He played baseball. No friends, games every night. It was pretty lonely. This particular year, my dad played for the Royals, and my parents decided to pull us out of school the last 6 weeks and finish in Kansas City. New school, no one wanting to make new friends, and all eyes on me. I remember walking through the halls and my dad walking with me, and people pointing and whispering was suffocating. It was so suffocating. not wanting to be known, not wanting to be seen. That's the bubble life. After school, I hopped on my bike to head home. I just kind of kept to myself. I didn't really necessarily want to have conversation with the older boys at the what do you call the bike rack? One said out of the blue, "You're fat." The other replied, "Don't say that. Do you know who her dad is?" The other replied, "I don't care who her dad is. She's still fat." It's odd how that one sentence can stick with you for a lifetime. I was bound and determined that wouldn't be my identity. Fast forward to middle school, my father retired, life became a bit more stable, and I had the ability to play sports and not just chase my dad's sports schedule. My parents were shocked when I came home from 7th grade and said, "I want to play volleyball." And to their amazement, I actually made the team. And as it turns out, I was actually a pretty good athlete. Who knew? I found a new identity, and that's what I dove into, the world of sports. I learned to manage my weight with exercise. We had good genes that helped. Competitive sports became my thing, and both my brother and I went on to play D1 college athletics. We knew the world of optimal health, but I don't think I was quite prepared for how to live optimally in a world of unbelievable stress. I was married before college ended at the ripe old age of 21. We quickly had 4 children in 7 years before the age of 30. I gained the same 25 pounds with each pregnancy and was able to get that weight off. I don't know, maybe not simply, but just with exercise and semi-healthy eating. It was in my mid-30s that the stress of life began to take its toll on me, and I sunk into a decade of emotional mismanagement, consumed with anxiety. I was at my capacity and didn't know how to cope very well. One of our children was diagnosed on the autistic spectrum. Our other child spent 6 weeks in the hospital while we lived at the Ronald McDonald House in Dallas, 6 hours from home. It was one uncontrollable, scary event after another. The mismanaged stress had my cortisol level in high gear most of the time. The scale went up, and I did what any former athlete would do. I exercised more. I was in the gym 5 days a week, yet it left me with a stress fracture and still 40 pounds overweight. The wake-up call came in May of 2020 with a trip to the MD that resulted in pre-diabetic blood work and a thyroid out of whack. I was scared. That was not my identity. How did I get here? The scale was going up, and I didn't like who was staring back at me in the mirror. I honestly didn't recognize myself, and I didn't know how to turn the chip around. I had been following my coach, Heidi, for a few months on social media, but when she posted a transformation of another coach that showed Orange Theory 5 days a week on the left and no exercise on the right, I was intrigued. I needed to know more. How was it that I was working my rear end off, making no progress, and this person was not working her rear end off, or so it looked like on the graphic, and still losing weight? I jumped on plan October 6, 2020, and was over the moon ecstatic when I lost 8 pounds in my first 2 weeks. Do you guys remember that feeling, your first 2 weeks on plan? The relief. I started telling everyone about it. Like, I wasn't shy. I literally put a post up and I said, "Everyone come join me." This was a gift that had to be shared. I became a coach 12 days into my journey and just invited people to come join me on this journey. And the rest is history. I found relief in this program. I found relief in the simplicity of it. I was working full time, had 4 kids going every which way, and managing the complexity of their own life challenges. I could not do complicated. especially with my eating. I leaned into the structure and found food freedom when I stopped fighting the structure. It's not hard to eat 5 fuelings, set your timers, eat 1 lean and green, and drink the water. That's not difficult. That's not hard. That's not why we're on the struggle bus, is it? What is hard is saying no thank you to the hit of happy that had become my companion. Again, the hard is saying no thank you to the hit of happy that has become your companion. It's extremely difficult to stop doing something. So you have to replace your hit of happy with something else. And maybe a fueling isn't a hit of happy and you're frustrated with that. It's okay. It's there to fuel your body. High protein, good nutrition, so that you can actually focus in your brain on something else to manage your emotions. Something that actually helps you in your current reality, not just mask what's going on. That's the powerhouse of this program. If you are just eating the fuelings, if you are just looking at this as the magic diet food and ready to give up, you are missing the whole point of this program. The whole point of it. You're going to have to figure out, why am I reaching for that hit of happy, which is typically food. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's exercise, which isn't as much of a bad hit of happy, right? But you can get excessive with that too. I'm a testimony of that. So there are some of you that are trusting the structure and doing amazing, and we can't wait to celebrate you. And some of you keep hopping back on the struggle bus, and you go, I don't have anything to celebrate. Well, we're going to find something small to celebrate, right? Because we want to help turn this tide for you. And because you need to replace that hit of happy with something else. So if that's you, I want you to do this exercise with me. Okay, remember those cards that I told you to go get? So get 2 white cards. Okay. The first one, we're going to work on the skill of being fully present in your emotions, in your current reality, and choose an action that will help you. Okay, got it? Okay. I don't know what to call this card. Maybe I'll call it the emotion card. I'm not sure. But I want you, whenever there is something off plan in front of you, and you start to feel the internal struggle in you, the internal struggle, I should do this, but I want to do this. Everyone experienced that before? Everyone, right? I should do this. And we get so sick and tired of living in the should and not choosing the should, right? That's when shame comes in, and that's when frustration, and we go round and round and round and round. Okay, that's what the struggle bus is. Now, did you know you have a choice to not step on the struggle bus? Think about that for a moment. Think about what your struggle is, and if it was coming in front of you and parked right in front of you, what would be on that struggle bus, and what would it look like to let it keep passing right on by? I'm not getting on. But start to write that down on the back of the card, okay? On the back of the card. Okay, on the front of the card, I want you to put this, and Holly, if you could put it up. Well, actually, don't put it up just yet. I'm going to say something real quick. Typically, when we want to choose something off plan, I want you to stop, challenge, and choose, okay? That's element 4, mindset of Dr. A's Habits of Health. If you don't have the Habits of Health book, go get it. It's on our website. You can also buy it from a used book site too. It's a little bit cheaper. Sorry, maybe I'm not supposed to say that. But the Habits of Health book, go get it. Element 4, stop, challenge, choose. So you're going to stop. You're going to challenge. Is this in line with what I said I want in the future? Okay, because if you remember, we're leading ourselves from the future and acting in the now. So is this something that I said I want in the future? Is this what I'm about to eat going to lead me to what I want in the future? Challenge it and then make a choice. Okay, I also want you to analyze how you're feeling in that moment. Most of us in any given moment, we're battling probably with 5 emotions. And I want you to write these 5 emotions down on the side of the card. Okay. On the left side, maybe sad, anxious, fearful, bored, tired, hungry. Actually, that's 6. Again, if you're a psychologist, you're like, oh no, there's a whole like 12 sheets of emotions. I understand. And I use the term out of sorts a lot because I don't know how I'm feeling. But I want you to put at the top of the card, when I feel blank, I will choose blank. Okay. When I feel blank, I will choose blank. I want you to write these emotions: sad, anxious, fearful, bored, tired, hungry. Okay. I want you to put in the chat, what is a reasonable choice when, what is the only emotion, I guess, that requires you to eat? I should say that. What is the only emotion that requires you to eat? Great. So this one should be easy. When you say, when I feel hungry, I will choose. Now fill that one out first. What are you going to choose when you feel hungry? If you're on the 5 and 1, I would say, I'm going to choose 5 fuelings, a lean and green, an optional snack, and 64 ounces of water. One of those options. All right. On the others, okay, I want you to then think about it right now. I'm going to give you time to think about it. When I feel sad, I will choose blank. Okay. Think about what actually helps sadness. And put 3 options down. 3 options. And the reason why I say give 3 options, because all of us are very rebellious. So if we have a card that says, if this happens, then I'm going to do this, it feels like I have no choice. So you're going to have 3 there. So you're going to feel like, wait, I have a choice of 3 things I can do. I feel empowered. I feel in control. So they need to be 3 things that you will choose to do that are not involved in eating or drinking. All right. And Holly put mine back up just one. So these are some of the things that I chose when I'm sad: walk, journal, pray. So recently my son headed off to Army basic training, and it was really hard. I was really sad. I could only talk to him like 30 minutes every Sunday. It was hard. Guess what I did? I whipped this card back out and I was like, when I feel sad, I will walk, journal, pray. Okay, I'm going to go sit down and do one of those, and I'm not heading into the kitchen. Okay. Let me put another one out there. When I'm tired, I will. What comes to your mind? What does your body need when you're tired? It's rest, sleep. Most of us don't slow down enough to actually determine what is my current reality and what's going on between my ears right now. We just know that what I'm feeling right now, I don't want to feel, and I want a hit of dopamine. And often our dopamine hit has been food, alcohol, scrolling. What if you chose something else? Put down the phone. Love that. Breathe deeply. That's a good one. What about anxious? When I feel anxious, and some of these, there may be overlap. I know when I'm anxious, one of the things that is on my list that I like to do, there's this, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. There is an app that I love. It's called Lectio 365. It is like a 10-minute audio Devo in the morning, a 10-minute audio Devo in the evening. All you have to do is hit play in the morning. All you have to do is hit play in the afternoon. And it's just like to scripture. And it is the best thing for an anxious heart, I will tell you. It's called Lectio 365 if you want to check it out. But that's when I go, gosh, I'm anxious. Okay, I can open up my phone. I can hit play on that. Breathe deeply. sit in the moment. Sometimes when I'm anxious, I go out for a walk too. I like to walk a lot. You can fill out the rest of your card, but again, give 3 options for each of those. So think about this. Think about if you had this card in your hand and you're standing on a curb and that struggle bus comes on by and you go, okay, when I feel blank, I will choose blank. And you actually choose that thing on this card. What's that struggle bus going to do? It's going to keep passing right on by. And then you're going to keep walking right on towards your goal. The other problem is it's called Lectio, 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 365. A lot of us haven't really thought about what we want in the future. We might put out a weight goal. So our second card is that we're going to get very firm on what we want and when we want it. Okay. When we get wishy-washy with our goals, then that's when we stay on the 5-in-1 and 5-in-1-ish it for like 3 years. That's not what we want. Okay. So we're going to name our weight by a date. So I want you to think about this summer. Come Labor Day, maybe put September 1st. Don't write this on the card yet because I'm going to tell you exactly how to fill out this card. But just think about where you would like to be with your weight by September 1st. Okay. Some don't know what a reasonable goal is. I will tell you right now, if you have not reached, I don't know, the 28 BMI, under 25 BMI, average weight loss on the 5-in-1 when you follow it is about 2 pounds a week. It's really good, healthy weight loss. So figure that out. When you get into about the 28 BMI range and below, it really starts to slow up. You'll be doing all the things, and it's about a 1 pound a week weight loss. So don't get discouraged. Hang in there. That last 10 pounds will feel really slow and it'll take longer, but you will get there. Okay, it's not going to be like the first week when you lost like 10 pounds the first week. A lot of that was water weight, all right? It's not fat. Okay, we're going to fill out this card. I want you to think about maybe a shorter goal. A lot of you started the red, white, and burn challenge today that ends on July 4th. So maybe perhaps you fill out this card for the next 2 weeks. Okay, at the top of the card, this is your second card. If you want to put it up there, Holly, I want you to put current weight. I'm 160.8. That's me. That was me yesterday. I hit 160 today. It teetered to 159, back up to 160, drove me crazy. That teetering scale, right? But I have like 5 pounds I want to get off in the next couple of weeks. So you're going to put name your weight, current reality. I'm 160.8. I intend, it's so important you put this language. I intend to be whatever your weight is by 7/4. And then I want you to fill your card with the dates from today all the way to July 4th. Shannon put into the chat if you want to be in the 14-day challenge group, the link to that group. Again, it's very important you say, I intend to be. That's language that you're stepping into, that you're like, I will do this, not I hope I will. I tell my clients all the time, they say, I hope, or I'll try. Actually, hope and try is language to fail. You're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, so that's why it's really important you tell yourself, I intend to be, because it feels different, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I'm committing to something. Okay, so today, when you wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you step on that scale, you are going to physically write your weight on that card on that day. Then all day long, you're going to eat in line with the plan that you've told your coach that you intend to be on. Some are on 5-in-1, some are on 4-in-2, some are in, begin to transition. So you figure that out with your coach. At the end of the day, if you stayed on your plan 100%, at the end of the day, that means like you've finished eating for the day, you're about to get in bed, you put a check mark next to that weight if you are on plan 100%. I went ahead and filled mine out for the day so you see it. You can earn a second check mark if you read in one of your books 5 minutes that day. So either the Habits of Health book or the Life book. All right. You can earn a second check mark. Every morning after you write your date, your weight on that card, you're going to take a picture of it and you're going to text it to your coach every day for the next 14 days. So you're stepping into your intention of what you intend to do. And I didn't come up with this. I think someone presented on it on a call like 2 years ago, and I use it with my clients all the time that are struggling. And I think it was it Molly maybe that presented this like several years ago? So it's amazing. I didn't come up with it. So you text that to your coach every single morning. What this is going to do for you, number one, you're going to get really committed to what you say is important to you. You're going to stop lying to yourself. Your coach probably isn't going to say much, even if you don't have check marks on there. But what is that going to feel like to you when you see maybe that scale stagnate? You're going to sit there and go, ooh, I can't blame this on my coach. That scale's not going down because I'm not collecting any check marks. Oh, I get it. I understand what I need to do here. I need to let that struggle bus pass right on by. I need to quit ishing it. And you're going to lock in for the next 14 days and you're going to get there. And it's amazing if you do it. Okay. I want, weight loss isn't a straight line. We don't need to be ashamed of these cards. I'm participating in a private text group with a group of coaches on my team that have said, hey, I'm struggling. Let's get after it. And we are sharing our cards every single day. And I'm doing it too. I have a group of clients that I'm texting and they're all about the same place. And they're sharing their cards as well. And I'm sharing with them. I'm not hiding. I want to lead them in this. And so do this, ask your coach for this. All right. If you need this type of accountability. Holly, go ahead and put up my card so you can see it's not a straight line. Did you get mine? Okay. This is what Audra Cameron's looks like. Actually, you could see like I'm going on a trip next Thursday. So I intended to be at 155 by next Thursday. And look where I am. Do I have checks every single day? No. Life happens, it's hard, but you better believe by the time I got to June 11th, I got pissed off at myself. By June 11th, I got pissed off at myself. I'm like, I can do this. Dadgummit. And I locked in. Now it's still not a straight line, but look, you start to see more consistency. The drop isn't a dramatic drop. I mean, my body fat, I think, is like at 21%. Am I like at a 25.5 BMI? Like it's not bad. So my weight loss is going to be slow. I can know about a pound a week is probably pretty good average, but it's okay. I'm used to that because I've done this so many times and the scale no longer has a hold on me. Like you've heard Kristen say, the scale is just like the gravitational pull of your body to the earth. It's your current reality. Doesn't say anything about your self-worth. It's just data. It's data points. If you aren't tracking data, you don't know where you're going or where you'd like to go. Okay, so that's all I have as far as content. And I would love to hear from you guys.